Just because I see you every day and just because you smile in my face for 30 seconds does not mean that I know you. Let that sink in. Wait a minute, we've been rocking for years, but now all of a sudden this is just oozing out of your mouth so easily.
Oh my God.
In order for you to say something, articulate something, blurt something out in the fit of anger, that means you've been carrying that in your spirit for a long time.
Why couldn't the friendship survive this? Why couldn't it survive that? Because they no longer benefited from it. And when people no longer benefit from it, you really find out how they really feel about you. Well, hey, I'm Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Couple of Destiny.
Our life, our journey, our truth.
Boom, there it is. We're really excited about it every single week as you join us on this channel. Thank you so much of all the places you could drop in. We appreciate you dropping into this channel every week, and we're grateful and thankful for the opportunity to continue to pour into your life. And of course, listen, we want to make sure you stay connected to us. Now, you got to follow this one right here because she's really the rock star, Dr. Steph Walker on Instagram. Do all of that. Follow me at Joseph Walker 3. Make sure you go to our website, josephwalker3.org, get more information, all that good stuff that'll bless you. And of course, we want to make sure that you like, you comment,
you subscribe, and share with your friends and family.
You heard it right. You heard it right here. So make sure you subscribe. It means a lot. And so we appreciate you so much. And we're thankful, man, just to be able to continue to pour into you. You guys give us great topics to discuss. And we read those comments and we want to hear your questions. So make sure you stay engaged and let's continue to share it, like, and make it happen, right?
Yeah, let's go.
So one of the things that we want to talk about today is crowd control.
For real.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh gosh, haven't we learned some lessons about the kind of people that need to be in your life and how you need to manage social networks and how you need to know how to put boundaries and all those things. We're gonna tap into that today. Now let's be very clear. It has been said, research has proven, and we have read books on it from a key guide to other books, that have demonstrated that social networks are incredibly important to your mental and physical health, to your longevity. People who have strong social networks tend to thrive. So
social networks as in your social circle, like your community.
Yeah, in your circle. And so it's important that you understand that we're never to be in isolation, do life by ourselves. So we're to do life in community, which I think is important, right? Doing life together. But I think as you do that, you learn a lot of lessons. And as you mature, you begin to realize what those circles look like. I think our circle is a period. It's so small. It's a period.
Very tight. It's like Fort Knox.
But some people, you know, the need, I think, to be needed, or the need to try to connect and to simulate sometimes causes our circle to get bigger than it actually needs to be. We end up getting hurt because of that. One of the things the scripture says, let me open up with a word. Let me just do that. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. His delight is in the law of the Lord, and doth he meditate day and night. He or she shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth their fruit in their season. And whatsoever they do, it shall prosper. Their leaf shall not wither. I believe this with all of my heart. I believe it. I believe that your net work determines your net worth. I believe your crowd has incredible consequences.
And can help determine your trajectory.
It can. And so we learned a lot, right? And
a whole lot.
Yeah, let's talk about it. This is our life, our journey, our truth.
Well, I think that, in life you go through seasons, right? And there are seasons where everybody that you encounter is your friend. There are seasons where, you're kind and open and you're like, whosoever will come. And there are other seasons where you recognize and see that that's not always beneficial
Yeah.
or healthy or safe, more importantly, and that at some point you have to put boundaries and sort of mental and emotional rules around you in order to protect your peace, protect your space, protect your trajectory, and the purpose that God has on your life. And as they say, the higher you climb, the thinner the air gets. The higher you climb, the smaller your circle gets. And I think now we really understand it. I
Yeah.
mean, and we've had to go through, let's just say, a lot of pruning.
Yeah.
God has really pruned our circle and done a phenomenal job, and not always comfortable, but done a phenomenal job showing us who's for us, who's not for us, who should be in, who should be out, and just really helping to reveal people's true intentions or their inability to go with us to the next level for a number of reasons.
I think that there is a season. There was a season
Yeah.
that we were naive,
Yes.
and I think that
100%.
that naivety sometimes can make you assume
Yeah.
that people's intentions are always
Pure.
pure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned, there are really two kinds of people that come into your life.
Talk about it.
All right? Transactional
Yes.
and transformational. Hear me well. Now, here you are, just being a naive person.
Just
you have
being
your
high, love
own
it high,
idea of what you thought the relationship was going to be. And then what starts to happen, you realize that this transactional relationship, it is what it is.
And it's not the friendship that you thought it was. And a friendship is symbiotic. Friendship is based in love, honesty, truth, respect, mutual respect.
No.
When in reality, transactional relationships are, what can you do for me? And as long as you are able to do that for me, then I will be present and I will be here and I will sing praises and da 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 da. But the moment that you say no, or the moment that you disagree, or the moment that you step out of this box of this idea that I have about you in terms of who you should be and how you should behave, the relationship, falls apart. It can't survive because of the ideology that that person has of you.
And transactional is not always money. Sometimes it can be the need to be, in your presence, the need to,
be near your circle,
to use your influence for personal gain,
or use your intellectual
properties. All of that.
Be careful about people who are around you, who constantly watch you, constantly listen to you, constantly ask you questions and for advice, and are constantly trying to glean from you, but don't cheer for you.
Wow.
Right? Because there's people in various seasons who were there and who were very close, but then when it was time for them to cheer for you, they didn't want to cheer for you. And then you realize that there is a certain degree of insecurity. Like, why you're here because you're trying to glean, because you're trying to win, because you're trying to get something from me. You're here because you see so-and-so is an influencer, or so-and-so has the key to this door, or so-and-so can do this for me. But the moment that you're actually climbing above or outside of their scope of who they think that you need to be, or no longer sharing because you recognize and realize, well, the only time you call me is when you want something from me. The only time that you want to be near me is when you think you can glean. The only time that you come around is when you're losing and you're trying to get an upper hand and trying to figure out how to win. And the moment that I shut the door, you stop calling and you stop coming around, or worse, you start creating this narrative out in the atmosphere, this negative narrative, because you no longer have access. Right? And so you just have to be very, very careful and prayerful, because ultimately I strongly feel that God reveals who people are. It's just whether or not you listen. So 'cause I would say many of the people who God pruned, he had been trying to prune.
Long time ago. Long
But
time ago.
we didn't allow them to be
Yeah.
pruned,
'Cause we were holding
right?
on to, yeah.
You're holding on to
Yeah.
relationships based upon false ideologies, not recognizing that there are false ideologies.
Yeah, yeah. And that transactional piece can be painful, particularly when you have your own level of expectation. You realize this is what it really was about. Like, why couldn't the friendship survive this? Why couldn't it survive that? Because they no longer benefited from it. And when people no longer benefit from it, you really find out how they really feel about you. Think about that. You'd be amazed at some of the things. Say, whoa, you've been feeling that way this whole time, but you just not telling me.
You're just now telling me. Like, wait a minute, we've been rocking for years, but now all of a sudden this is just oozing out of your mouth so easily.
Oh my God.
In order for you to say something, articulate something, blurt something out in the fit of anger, that means you've been carrying that in your spirit for a long time for it to
While
come out. So
benefiting from what
while
I'm
benefiting.
benefiting. Because as long as I benefit, I can suppress that. That's unbelievable.
Right.
Then there's the transformational.
Yeah.
Transformational friendships of people come in your life, people that come in your life because they want to support you and want to do something bigger than themselves. I think when they can connect to the idea, to the vision, to the thing that God's called you to do. In other words, these are the people that says, I'm your friend whether I benefit
From you or not.
or not.
Yeah, like I'm just your friend today. Like we're just friends. Like I can do for you, you can do for me. They don't just call you to say, what can you, what are you doing here? What are you doing there? Can you? They call you and they say, how are you doing? Just checking in.
Yeah.
I heard that, this happened, you doing okay? Let's grab coffee, let's grab lunch, you show up
asking
and
for
you've got
nothing.
flowers on your doorsteps or you got cookies in your
not asking for
mailbox.
nothing.
They're not asking you for anything.
Yeah, just being present.
And if you don't show up for a week or if you are, incognito for a while, they're calling to check in on you. Or, they're basically just, saying, what's going on? How are you doing? You know?
Yeah. I think one of the things that transformational leadership does, it really endears transformational relationship. It endears people to you at a different level because one of the things that you learn, and listen carefully, the higher you go up, the more difficult it is to find people that are genuine, their motives are pure. And this is often why when you look at people who are celebrities or people who have amassed a great deal of fortune, etc., that these people, they all hang out in the same groups. Every time you see them, it's like the same
They
3 to
seem
4
so
people.
insulated.
Man,
And
there's a
it's
reason
not,
why.
it's not insulation in a bad way. It's basically closing their ranks, closing their circles, making sure that the people around them are really for them. And it's boundaries. It's a protective measure.
Exactly. And I think that's important, right? Because I think sometimes you don't realize people's intent. What is the motive for a person entering into your space and your life? And, crowd control is important because sometimes in the culture, we think the more the merrier.
Yeah.
We think the more people I have, the more popular I am. Everybody likes me. Everybody wants to be connected. And you get a little life behind you. You start realizing, whoa. Everybody deserves, and this is important, a classification in your life. They don't have to know what classification they are, but you have to know what classification they are in terms of how you engage with them. Meaning, we talk about this a lot. Watch, she'll complete the sentence. Everybody's not your friend. Some people are your fans.
Yeah.
And that part, right? That part.
Because people are your friends until they're not.
They're not. Yeah. And so.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. And so, like, you have to say to yourself, okay, so these are my friends. Right, you have classifications. Like some people are like, hey, these are my social, organizational friends.
Yeah.
But they operate in a certain space. But from that, maybe 3% of them are people that are genuinely my friends. We have a point of identification. We may be in this organization together, this or that or that. But actually, 3% of them may actually be people that I would actually consider authentic, genuine friends.
Or the way that you kind of think about, like we talked about this years ago. You put people in different boxes, right? So, perhaps you do have what people might call mini friends, right? but you're not going to see and do everything with everybody. So maybe that's the girlfriend that you go to coffee with, and maybe that's the girlfriend that you call when you're going through relationship trouble. Maybe that's because she's married or what have you. Maybe that's a girlfriend that you go to for mentorship. Maybe that's a girlfriend that you go to for investment advice. Maybe this is a girlfriend that you go to the movies with. Maybe this is the girlfriend that you and your husband double date with their spouse. Like, everybody cannot be everything to you and for you. And so being able to categorize and put people in their proper category based upon what they're able to give to you and based upon what you're able to do for them, I think is healthy and mature, as opposed to thinking everybody can do everything and is everything to me. That's just wrong, right? And then there's some of those people, like he was describing, that are people that you interact with on a daily basis, but that does not make them your friend. Like, we had to learn this the hard way. Just because I see you every day and just because you smile in my face for 30 seconds does not mean that I know you. Let that sink in. Because there were people early on in our marriage that we encountered on a regular basis, and because they were pleasant for that short period of time, every single time, we were like, oh my God, they're such great people. Come on into our home and come be in our life. And it was a disaster, because you realize that people can fake it. They can fake anything for a short period of time. Every day even, right? But when they have to constantly be around you, and the real them, their personality, their motive, eventually it oozes out. And I mean, I always say, like, give them about 3 or 4 months and they get tired of faking it for long periods of time, and they really show them their true selves. And I mean, I use that theory whether it's at work, in your work, in your social circles, whatever. Like, when you're around people constantly, give it about 3 or 4 months to see if that's a good fit for you, whether it's your job or whatever. Because at the end of the day, people can smile and laugh and giggle and fake it, but only for so long.
What do you think are the important things that people should, like, when being in significant friendships with people, when you reach a certain level or you're on a trajectory? Maybe I'm a person who's on a trajectory and I'm very conscious about my crowd, etc. The people that I allow in, right? The people that I
Number one is mental stability. And it's not just mental as in, oh my gosh, the stereotypical, are you crazy, like whatever, right? Not that, but like your sense of self. The people around us in this season and in seasons past, if you notice, that people who have come along with us have had a really strong sense of self and had really strong self-esteem. Because I have noticed that the people that don't do well around me, around you, are people who are insecure.
I agree with that.
And
1,000%.
people who are insecure or not happy with their life, or, like they project their insecurities on you, or they attempt to hide their insecurities, but they ooze out. So when you are secure and love life and, are living your best life, they're looking and they're or yeah, girl, but then they're talking on the side of their mouth, or they're saying one thing to one person that you guys know, but saying something else to you, because they're not happy with who they are and they're trying to navigate their life. Like, I need to be around people who are solid, people who know who they are, people who are confident, people who are already accomplished themselves. So, and they don't want my life.
Don't want it.
They love their own life. They don't want my life. They don't want his life. They're not trying to, it's one thing to look and admire something from afar and say, that's really cool. Like, let's work on, as a couple, having a strong relationship. I love how they love. I love their model. That's fundamentally different than I want what they have.
Which is a whole different.
Like, that's.
Or I fundamentally low key hate and am insecure. It brings out my insecurities because I can't have. Oprah tells a story about going shopping, or she was getting ready for an award show. She saw another dress she wanted. And the person said under their breath, like, you getting another black dress? Whatever color it was. And she knew at that very moment that relationship had reached its ceiling. Because the idea came from a place of, don't you have enough? Well, you know, like this
As
idea,
opposed to like, yeah, girl,
celebrate
you
it.
like it, go
You
get
work
it,
hard,
girl.
celebrate
Yeah,
it.
you know.
You need people in your life who don't tolerate you, but celebrate you.
Who don't tolerate you, but celebrate.
Man, celebrate.
And the reality is, you know the feeling when you walk into a room
Oh.
and people are happy to see you.
Man.
You sit down on a table and people are like, hey, girl, yeah, yeah. Versus you sit down on a table and somebody's like,
Yeah.
here she go again.
Yeah, looking at you
You
up and
know,
down and wondering how you got what
yeah.
you. We had the greatest time. Let me tell you something. We don't have to mention names. They may watch this, but we had the greatest time. We had a crew, right? We went to New York, and we had the best time with these folks. Everybody was secure. Everybody was like doing their own thing. Everybody was celebrating. We were all shopping together like, yes, get that. You deserve that. You get that. You work hard. Nobody was like in the corner with their lips stuck out.
Why you got to do all
Why
that?
you got to do
right?
Everybody in that crowd. We had one of the best times of our lives. And then similarly, we went to Vegas, Vegas with some very dear friends and brought the families, kids, and everybody. And the grandparents.
Right.
It was the best time ever because you're with people. Here it is. Who get you?
Well, and who are equally yoked.
Say that.
Equally yoked. And it's not equal as in we have all the same skills. It's you got your skills, I have my skills, you're thriving in your space, I'm thriving in my space. Man. I love who I am and what I do and what I'm about. You love who you are and what you're about. And like, there's no competition. There's no comparison. It's just supporting each other. And, you know, if your crown tips, I'm going to straighten it for you. And I'm going to say, go on, girl, with your bad self. Like, there's none of that. And you have to be in this season of your life searching and hungry for that. And be okay if it means having to run solo for a minute until you find genuine, real friends who love you for you. Man. Be okay sitting with the Lord, eating popcorn on a Saturday night, watching Hulu. Be okay with that. Because when you are running with people who aren't for you and who don't have your best interest at heart and don't love you for you, right? But you find yourself trying to morph or trying to be smaller in that space or trying to be less than who God made you to make somebody else feel comfortable. That will not get you anywhere. You're just simply wasting time because 2 years, 1 year, 6 months from now, you're going to be in the same situation where you could have been building up yourself. You could have been, going on various trips, evaluating other relationships, going to lunch with so-and-so and, and really investing in the relationships that will support you in terms of where you're going, but more importantly, support your mental and emotional well-being.
No doubt about it. Listen, you said that. You listened to that thing that hit me deep. That's real, man, because I just believe, I just believe that you need people in your life that can meet you where you are, who get you, people that get you. And that's the challenge. And getting people, your crowd, when you get people that get you, what's understood does not have to be discussed. It's just what it is. It is. And I thank God for it. And so if you evaluate your crowds and relationships and all that stuff, you said something earlier, and I was gonna come back and make it make sense in the digital space. You talk about people who are with you but don't applaud you. And I think about people who on social media who
watch you
but don't like.
They don't want you to know they're watching, but they're watching, they scrolling.
Don't like anything, right? And you got to be mindful of that.
Walk in it's okay.
Walk
Let
in
people be them.
Walk in the fullness of who you are.
Right.
Keep your head up and know that in this season, may God bring into your life the kind of people that you need in your life. Because ultimately, I think there's an algorithm in the spirit that when you're genuine, you're authentic, and you are patient, and you're led by the Spirit, certain people are drawn to you who have like spirits. That's what it's all about.
And I would even say, if you're not sure, pray about it. Ask God to show you, because he sure will. He will reveal. He will let those people show you who they are, but it's up to you to to see it, to accept it when he does reveal it. Because again, there were many times when God showed us who people were, but we were like, it's just a phase. It's just this. It's not really what we think it is, but it was. So be true to yourself, honor the God in you,
It's good, babe.
and just remain prayerful as God walks you through this process.
I hope this has helped y'all. I really do. And I think one of the things I'll say finally is that when you really get those real people in your life,
Yeah.
you don't have to talk to them every day because busy understands busy. But when you do talk to them, when you talk to them, it's like you picked up the last time where you left off, man. That's what it's all about. So we hope this has blessed you. May have some questions for us. Let us know. It's all about crowd control. It's about really getting these things together where you can recognize, I want the right people in my life and the right season in my life so I can reach the trajectory that God has for me. So
And longevity. Having healthy social circles. People who have healthy social circles live longer.
You heard that, right? A book called Ikigai.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a blessing. So anyway, thank y'all so much for locking in today. I hope this has been a blessing. I hope you're doing some crowd evaluations in your life, assessments, and making certain that you got the right people in your life. So we thank God for you. I'm Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Until next time, peace out. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video and found value in it.
And make sure you like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed that video, make sure you check out this next one.